All right. Hey, I'm here. I figured it out for a second time in a row. I see that I will not have any trouble keeping up with chat tonight because we have two people right now. It's weird because when we did the test live and I wasn't sure what was going on and what I was doing, there was a bunch of people here, which was really weird because we didn't plan it. It was pretty impressive. Appreciate you guys for that. Um, if there's any problem with the sound, let me know. I think I got all the kinks out. I do believe. Hey, Glitter Flame, how you doing? So, I'm by myself right now. This was sort of not a like we need everybody here thing. I just wanted to do a live and touch base with the viewers here, and hopefully we'll get more people come in. I actually am expecting to maybe have Victor for a few minutes, maybe others, but I'm not 100% certain who's all going to make it tonight. But I'm not planning on a really long live. How you doing, Glitter? Might as well, might as well chat for a second. We got four people here. All right, people are coming. People are coming. I'm going to do something I did not plan on doing tonight, and I am going to talk a little serious here. I was, as I think Victor and a lot of you guys. Hey, Mary Jane, Gin and Juice, good to see you. As many of you guys, I was in Side Eye Guys chat last night. And there was a man featured who I don't know very well. But, and I'm pretty sure Victor doesn't know him very well, but we've heard of him. He's been in all these chats. Ragman. And Ragman Media, I believe. And last night, seeing his ID give out all these free gifted memberships to and donations to Side Eye Guy was pretty inspiring. And then finding out, oh, he was in an accident and it was his girlfriend at the time doing it for him, and he's on the mend, he's recovering. And during the broadcast, he proposed to her, and she said yes. It was a great moment. As most of you probably already know by now, and if you don't, I'm sorry to be the one to tell you. Ragman passed away after the live last night, had a heart attack. And as far as I know, I don't know a lot about it. Like I said, I don't know Ragman very well. I don't know his wife very well. But anyone who's friends with Ragman or a fan of Ragman or who has interacted with Ragman, I know I've seen him around. I haven't really interacted with him. My sympathies, my thoughts, my heart goes out to all of you guys. It's a horrible thing to see and have happen. Yeah, it is a bad situation, Glitter. I and it's weird though because like I didn't know him very well, but I kind of feel like I missed out seeing all the kindness towards him, and that's more probably a reflection as much as of who he is, but as much as of how great this community is. So I just feel like I missed out. I didn't get to know the guy, but apparently he made an impact, and that's all you can ask for in life. So um, you know, I hope people talk about me that way, the way they talk about Ragman. So yeah, yeah. Positive thoughts in the heart and thoughts go out to everybody, including his fiance. Sorry that happened. Yeah, so let's have fun. So is my audio okay tonight? Can you all hear me? Okay. Maybe you don't hear me. Have I been talking to myself all this time? Oh my god. Now I know you guys can hear me at least in some way, shape, or form because you heard what I was talking about. Is chat stuck? Let me go back. Let me go to the YouTube channel and look at that. Okay, thanks Marie. Yeah, same thing, Glitter. Same thing. Yeah. And it's weird too, right? So like, I'm not trying to claim to have any kind of personal connection to the guy, but like the way this community is, and I'm not trying to butter you all up, but the way this community is, you feel like you know people, and people make that kind of an impact. So yeah, yeah. Nah, it was delayed. I think Marie, Mary Jane. Is it Mary Jane or Marie Jane? Looks like Marie Jane. Have I been calling you Mary all this time? Uh, so yeah, so you all might have seen the description. Yeah, it's a great community. Yeah, you all might have seen the description for tonight's show. Um, God, I wish more people were here. Everybody, tell everybody you know. Like, is this why there's no lives on Sunday nights? Is this why I was able to get this free moment to not be interrupted by other lives because Sundays suck? Is that a thing I don't know about the community right now? Somebody answer that for me, maybe. I don't know. I'm just trying things out here for you guys. Marie, okay. Um. Anyway, we won't dwell on that. So you might have come here. I think you guys are better than this. So I don't think you came here for the drama. But you may have seen the description how I was going to tell it all tonight. And I'm going to let it loose. And I'm tired of staying silent. And I'm ready to tell my truth and stand up for myself to the bullies. So without drama, I'm going to try to keep drama out of this. I am going to spill all the beans. And if you think you can hide behind your lies and never ever be held accountable, you would be wrong. And I'm going to show you that tonight. I'm going to demonstrate that tonight. Yeah, people have delayed videos, and yeah. So here it is. You guys have been waiting for it. You're finally going to hear the truth. I know people have been hearing people talk trash about me and everything. So here's the truth, guys. In second grade, my brother was 3 years older than me. He still is 3 years older than me. He gave me, let me borrow his favorite pencil. It was a double-sided pencil. It was blue and red, and on either side. And there weren't a lot of pencils like this around there. We're talking the early 1980s. And I took it to school under the trust of my brother, and I had it in my backpack, hanging in the backpack hangers behind the little wall there. And after lunch, oh, Victor's here. Victor's here. Hang on one second. Let me get Victor in here. Can you hear me, Victor?
This isn't Tuesday.
I don't know if they hear you. You guys hear Victor? You're gonna be able to see him in a second. Let me see. Hang on one second. Let me get you in here.
Oh, this looks like a nightmare.
It's
all
not the
this
name.
stuff that needs to be clicked.
No, I got you, man.
Okay,
You don't
there
have
we
to.
go.
You don't have to do anything, but
Yeah.
look pretty, buddy. Welcome to the show, Victor. I was about to spill all the beans and leave no details out this time, and I'm going to tell everybody the truth once and for all.
Okay.
So in second grade, I had this double-sided pencil my brother let me borrow,
There we go.
and he loved that pencil. And we went to I went to school, and when I came back from lunch, the pencil was gone, and I saw this other kid. I don't remember his name. We'll call him Hobbit Boy. Hobbit Boy had my pencil, and I said, "That's my pencil. Give it back." And he said no. And the teachers decided we're going to settle this once and for all. He said, she said, "Have your
Well,
parents."
there goes my camera in earnest, Chris. So I guess I'll see you later. Thanks for having me on.
What happened?
I, I don't know. It blew out. I think it's a VOD thing.
Hang on one second. I think I can fix this for you.
All right. It also might be my camera, but I don't know. Maybe it's synchronicity.
It's synchronous.
Everybody
It's
got
like
to see.
it's not
Yeah.
meant tonight. It's not meant to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Just made a change on my network that might free you up. We'll see if you come back here. Anyway, he may get back. He may not be. We got to see the Reverend Victor S. Johnson. He's been places you've already read about. Um, anyway, he took my pencil, and they made the parents write is this your pencil? And both of our parents wrote, this is your pencil. And there you go. I think you're back for good now.
Yeah, I didn't know this was a fisheye lens until I hooked it up again for old time's sake. And it
Okay.
is.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, you all hear both of us? I know we had a little bit of echo on Vic, but I think I fixed it. Feedback? I'm going to assume it's fixed if nobody says anything here. So, I think everybody's annoyed on talking about second grade pencil being stolen. Anyway, my point is you
There we
can't
go.
hide from the truth forever. Anyway, that's the bottom line. Yeah. Yeah, I can't. The chats are really slow tonight. Looks and sounds good now, I think. Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate it, Glitter. Anyway, that was me trying to be funny. It lasted about 30 seconds, involved interruptions and camera problems, but we're back. How you doing,
Oh,
Victor?
hey, Glitter Flame. I'm okay.
Did you want to say anything about Ragman? I said a few words about Ragman to start the show. I know you didn't know him any better than I did, probably.
I mean, he was a pillar over at Seg's,
Yeah, Raw.
over in Seg's lives and his rooms. And chances are, if you ever got a membership for free for Seg's channel, you got it from Ragman. So I wanted to say rest in peace, Ragman Media. Said earlier today, it's a blow to the community. I feel he lives on and he always will. And we need more people like that. So.
Absolutely. I was saying I hope people talk about us when we're gone the way people talk about Ragman. So, like, you're doing something right when you make that impact. Laura made 500 subscribers last night. She's finally going to get monetized. Congratulations to Laura from Raw Side Paranormal.
Yeah, Laura, you have to do a bunch of lives though. Once you get to 500, so but that'll put you to 1,000 in no time flat. I took the
haven't
absolute
checked.
worst way, and it's a nightmare.
I haven't checked.
No,
Do
it
you
is.
have to have 1,000,000 shorts too, like 300 shorts or 30 shorts or something like that?
You can. You got to get like 1,000,000 or 30 or 10 million views on a short, and no one can do that anymore. It's a nightmare. That's why no one uses them. They burned out in like 6 months.
Is there like an and or type of thing there then?
Yeah,
Maybe
it's an
reading it
and
wrong.
or.
Okay.
You can still do 1,000 and 4,000, but they'll let you do 500 and 3,000 watch hours, but you don't get monetized. You can just do super chats.
Awesome. Laura makes a good point. All she does is live shows. Um,
There you go, and that gets you to 1,000 faster now anyway. So
Definitely. I will say this. Patty and I are looking to start up Believe This again. We stopped doing podcasts for a while. We're going to come back on YouTube and try to launch there, see how it goes. There's going to be lives. Every episode's going to be live, I think, of Believe This. That's the plan anyway. So we're going to we're going to try the Laura model for Believe This.
I wish you both
everyone.
luck.
You do interview everyone. You do. Except me. When did you interview me, Laura? Come on. I love your show. Coffee and Carburetors, Bill. I want to talk to him. He's a cool guy. He's easy to talk to. I didn't know. Okay, so when you watch Raw Side Paranormal, you actually meet the people of the community because she has like she says, she interviews everybody. Like she just had like Wayne on there, right? And she had Bill. Who you have coming on next, Laura? Are you going to interview me? Okay, all right. Get Vic on there.
Yeah, I'll do it. I need to think of
Taryn.
something to talk about, but yeah, I'll
Is
do
that-
whatever if I have the time.
Sometimes it gets like that, right? So when you're a guest on a podcast, a lot of times you're trying to promote something, trying to promote J Carts is coming up. Okay, I like J Carts. But when you're doing a guest spot on a podcast, you do want to be able to show up and actually do your part. You don't want to just flop. And a lot of times it's in your head, like, I have to have something to talk about. Because I'm trying to get people to talk to me on podcast, I've always done it in a way where, like, I present it in a way, I'll give you something to talk about. I try to interest them in a subject or a topic. And sometimes that works. And I think Laura has done a very good job of bringing out interesting conversations from nowhere. And that's not like a knock on the guest she has. It's just she has good conversations.
I also don't like telling the same two stories over and over again. So, I never really
That's
do a circuit.
that's a trick of the trade that I think people always ask me when I did come get some. That was the mostly it was like entertainment variety, but mostly Scientology abuse coverage, domestic abuse, all those things. And people would say, "How did you get this person? How did you get that person on the show?" And it wasn't easy because I don't do well with like publicists, but I think people took an interest when they hear a sample of an interview, and you're able to ask someone who just did 10 interviews a similar question that took it in a different direction, and that actually also makes the interviewee feel good. I'm not trying to sound like an expert, but it makes them feel good that, oh, you're asking me questions no one asked me, and it makes it not boring for them because I think it does get boring to be a guest over and over again for these guys. Yeah, I'm
I don't have
behind.
anything to add to that.
I'm behind on Raw's side, but I want to see the one with Wayne for sure. Wayne and Crystal. Wayne, aka Crystal. What is that? Is Wayne also Crystal? Am I confused? And maybe I'll understand it when I see the show. Do you know what that's about, Victor?
No. I mean,
I'm very confused, but I'm sure it's hilarious.
people have mistaken me for someone before. And, I mean, no, I assume one person is one person, and
I'm
that's
so
that.
sorry, guys. That's an inside joke. We're not going to explain it either. Um, yes, Wayne is Crystal. Who's Crystal? Does he have two accounts that he goes back and forth on, or is he?
Wouldn't Crystal be Wayne then? By transitive property or Occam's razor?
I'm
If
thinking it's
Wayne
an
is
alter ego
Crystal, Crystal is
thing.
Wayne.
Is this an alter ego thing, Lord? Do I need to watch Raw Side Paranormal to find out? Is that the answer? I think that's the answer. He made short skits for Beardo. Oh. Oh, okay. Okay. So he was Crystal for the Beardo skits, is what I'm taking from this. She did both of them on Raw side. All right, that's great. I'm definitely gonna watch that. On a, just so you guys know, coming up, um, everybody's health being relevant, any availability. Um, we're gonna do. It was tonight. So okay, all right. Raw side paranormal tonight's with Wayne Crystal. I'll look at that. Wayne's cool. Wayne's a cool dude. I like Wayne. Is Wayne? How was Wayne identify? I'm starting to wonder if I need to ask this or if it's just fun stuff. I'm always nervous about saying the wrong thing here. I'll watch it later and see. um, I don't want to get it wrong. I don't want to get it wrong. I lost myself. Upcoming show, we're gonna talk about what's it called? Seekers of the Supernatural, how they want to fight people. We'll get into a deeper discussion. We can touch on it. Like Tony Spiro, and I quote, says, "When I see some people, I'm gonna punch them." This could be literally anybody in the paranormal debunking community. It
There's
could
a
be.
line, Tony. There's a few people ahead of you when it comes to me.
It could be me, Victor, Beardo. It could be it could be Eric Vital. It could be Joe. It could be. I think the person who's done the most damage is Stevie. Is he gonna punch Stevie?
I have said this, I'll say it again because I think it tracks for people. I would love Tony to punch me in the face. I would give him a free shot to the chin, and I'm pretty sure most of us would. Just like, I would love to see it. I can't even guarantee that I'm going to fight back. I wanted just that whole process of him punching me in the face in front of people. That's a thrill I can't get out of ziplining.
Okay,
So,
let's be clear. This is just calling a punk out. This is not Victor doesn't want to be violent. I think I can say that on. Is it fair to say that, Victor? You're not looking for a fight.
No, like I didn't say I would hit back. Like I do want him to punch me in the face.
You just want to
I
see what he's
think. Don't you
got.
want to see that?
You want to see what he's
Yeah,
got. Okay. All right.
yeah.
I
You're
don't think
telling
he's
me
got
you don't
much
want to
left.
see that?
I don't think he's
Yeah.
got much left. Yeah. I gotta be honest. Like I don't like the guy, but I feel bad for him when I see him on camera anymore. He looks a little rough. I know. I think he's had. I don't want to say things I don't know about. But
I
he doesn't
might
look as
pay
healthy.
him. I might pay him $50 to punch me in the face. I might sweeten the pot a bit. I think we all want to see that. I get to film it, but you
You're gonna
know,
put on Destination Spooky, a little good content for you.
you're damn right.
And then blame Annabelle.
Like if I'm gonna put money into it, it's gonna go on my channel. Yeah.
You gotta blame Annabelle. Annabelle made him do it. The devil made him do it.
I want the doll in the background too.
Just for
If it's gonna go on my channel, yeah, I want the doll in the
ambiance.
background. I don't believe in it, but it draws. Okay, so I want the doll in the background, and I'll throw him $60 to knock me out. That's fine.
That's another thing I want to dig deep on a little bit. We never dig deep on anything. We talk however we talk about it, but like I want to look at why people grift because I think there's a lot of people who are just shitty people, and I think there's a lot of people who have talked themselves into it not being as bad as it is. You know, they think
Also, and let me correct, the doll does have to be present. No one knows who Tony is offhand. That's not going to get the views. I need the doll in the background, as it's going to be Annabelle coaxes wild Connecticut man to punch me in the face. That's the title right there. $60 for that. We get it over and done with in 5 minutes. Happy to pitch in.
drop kick the stuffing out of the doll. No, you know, you take I would pay $50 just to see a log of you know, you can strike out the addresses, but like I want to see a log of all the in-home investigations they did over the years. All the people they helped over the years.
That won't take long. That'll fit on a post-it. That's not worth $50.
We,
You
we,
want to give him $50? Go ahead, but
we
that's a
might
post-it note.
we might see the Epstein list before we see the list of people Tony's helped or Nesper's helped. What was I seeing? I also want to talk about that. We forget about there's so much time between episodes, and I don't know when we're gonna do the next one. I'm trying to be really sensitive to everybody's schedule and Stevie's health, but with so much space between episodes, we come up with ideas. We're gonna talk about this in the next episode, and then it never comes up again. One of them was I wanted to talk about the I just remembered and I just forgot. I just lost it. How about that? That fast.
That already was an episode.
It probably was.
That was probably two of them. Yeah. I
It
think that was
about-
the clickbait one.
It might have been in the clickbait one.
Hmm.
No, it was. No, it wasn't. I don't think we talked about it. It was a video J Carts did, a very good video J Carts. And when we do the video, I want to link his video. Maybe we get J Carts on to talk about it. I'll see if I can reach out to him. But the video, I guess it was a deleted scene from Conjuring, the Joe Nickel replay, but done in a different way than it actually happened. Where Joe Nichols just
there
is
goes.
obnoxious. Your camera again.
Yeah, that's my camera again. It wasn't deleted. It's in there. It's kind of like an amalgamation thing. I'll sign off on that. It's in The Conjuring 2, and Ed goes on a talk show. It looks like the Merv Griffin show. They kind of just combine a bunch of stuff, but it's
Yeah.
there.
It's
as I recall.
basically the Sally Jesse Raphael back and forth, but done. It just plays out opposite of the way it played out in real life.
Well, Patrick Wilson is the victim. He's very nice, and it's just a mess. So I'll sign off on that, folks. You can't see, but I'm waving. Safe travels.
See you, Victor. Thanks for hanging in there, man. All right, Victor's probably gonna pop out. There he goes. Now it's just my beautiful face. How you doing? Oh, okay. Well, it was a quick thing stopping in. Anything you guys? Do you guys have any questions for me? Anything you want to talk to me about here tonight? Since I got a few of you nice people here that I love talking to in all these videos. What does that scene glitter? The one that's from Sally Jesse? Cause yeah, cause like I talk. If you go back, it was at episode 2 or 3. I think it was episode 3 of this show. We talked about the debunkers, and I talked about how growing up. Yeah, yeah. I talked about growing up. I thought of the bunkers because I wanted to believe, and I had my experience. Yeah, thank you, Marie. That makes me feel good. Yeah, they did them dirty. I always thought that the bunkers were obnoxious people who were just sort of rubbing it in your face. This can't be real, you silly ghost believer. You're full of crap. And that's how I felt about the bunkers. And that's how they portrayed Joe Nickel in The Conjuring 2. But when I look back now and I see Sally Jesse Raphael, that same scene, I see it a lot differently with adult eyes. I'm like, oh yeah, he's the calm one. He's the one that's making sense. What? Isn't it funny how our brains work? Like we will go through life dying on hills that 10, 15 years later we won't want to talk about anymore, or we'll pretend never existed because we can't believe we thought the things we thought. And I think there's a lot of people going through that now, and that's just sort of human nature. Yeah, you were the same as a kid, Glitter? Yeah, that's what you think. It's like, oh my god, like, yeah, these debunkers are so annoying. Like, they'll never believe anything. They're all Kenny. They're all Kenny Biddle. Debunkers of the paranormal. Well, you know, I see that now, and I hate to say it, but I do think a lot of the time in the past, debunkers were more obnoxious about it and more kind of hooty tooty about it. Joe Nickel wasn't, from that scene on Sally Jesse Raphael, from what I watched with these guys. Seg is not an obnoxious debunker, but I can see. Yeah, Ed was belligerent. I can see Ken. Welcome, Ken. I can see. I can see not liking debunkers because you're really big fans of. Name your favorite video to scroll past on YouTube, because he calls them out and you go like, there's the accent, the British accent. He's got the mask on. He wouldn't even show his face. I can see people hating on that and really feeling like screwed by him. Like, you just want to ruin my fun, and that's not what it is. But I can definitely see that. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Glitter. You got it right. They were like just joy kills who were like, it's not real because ghosts aren't real. Yeah, so it's like it was the flat out, and that's something that's changed too, right? It was the flat out. There's just no ghost. There's the flat out hauntings can't happen. But then it got to the point to where now everybody's saying, I want to believe. I'm trying to prove it. I want to see it. Even Kenny, I would love to witness it. They're not saying it can't be. They're not saying it won't be. They're just telling you when it's not. And yeah, I want that. I don't want to be a fool. Do you want to be a fool? Nah. But some people are more than happy being fools. What did you say? Obnoxious? You're trying to. Oh, you were trying to say Sig was obnoxious? Nah, nah. Yeah, they're very open minded. They're very open minded. I don't know, man. It was like, and I think that came to light in the fireside chat I had with Florio a while back. Seeing uh, Beardo call out uh, Casper Sight, who I enjoy, and seeing that little mini feud play out and end, and seeing how graciously Beardo handled that, and then giving Beardo a few more watches, and then I see Sag and I give him a few watches because he's different and I like his comedy, and then I hear Stevie on Sag and I'm like, oh my god, these people were good people. I don't know for sure, but then I start talking to him, and I'm like, okay, you're for real. you know, the realest people right now are the people I used to be annoyed by. Yeah, and I think there's a lot of that right now. Critical thinking. Yep, that's right. Yeah, that's right, Ken. But Glitter, yeah, you're right. Once you start seeing it, when it stands out a lot to me. It stresses me just to think about it. These parents, what was it, Montel Williams? These parents were really, really desperate to find their child, and Sylvia Brown, without flinching, without batting an eye, just as easily as you scoop ice cream out of a. That's a bad example. Ice cream can be hard to scoop, but just as easily as you lift a feather with no effort at all. Oh, he's dead, honey. He's dead. He's not coming back. Um, so stone cold faced, and the kid was alive. So confident, and the kid was alive. That stood out, and that will make you want to know the truth. That will make you start to doubt things a lot if you were a believer. Hi, Kristen. Did you try to come in? No, you didn't. Okay. Hey, Kristen. Good to see you. Um, Say hi to Kristen, everybody. But yeah, no, the you want to know, and it also there's people, and I think this is something I'm just going to go ahead and just sort of jump into it, even though I wanted to make it the next episode. But there's people who believe what they're doing is harmless, not really thinking about the psychological impact and how it can hurt people and how it's not victimless. And they mess with these people with, I can really talk to your dead relatives. There's really an afterlife. It's much better than this. They're in a good place. People kill themselves. So I want to go to the good place. And I hate to say, they unalive themselves. I'm going to regret saying that. But it's horrible. And there's people who are like, well, we're just having fun. But, like a magician, right? A magician sometimes is so amazing. How did David Copperfield make the Statue of Liberty disappear? An airplane. He walked through a solid Great Wall of China. Is this man magic? And you think your brain goes there, and you're like, well, maybe not with him specifically in these examples, but magicians will amaze you, and you go, that really, yes, I agree, Ken, borderline criminal. But you're like, you know, could they be magic? But we know they're not magic. We don't know that you're not talking. Well, some of us don't know that you're not talking to our deceased relatives. It's false hope. It's sick. It's horrible. And yeah, the truth matters, and that's why. And maybe someday I'll have a talk with Jason about this. Maybe I'm gonna try to get him on here if I can. Jason Halls. I want to talk to him about the impact of that, and at what point is it okay to lie? What is the benefit other than the grift? Because Jason has gone on record when he was called out and accused of the most ridiculous thing, gatekeeping cons and stuff. I would never keep anyone from a con. I would never keep anyone from making an honest living. But these people are not making honest livings. I'd want to boot you out, and I want you to go find another way. Stay out of my space. You make my space look bad. I don't want you here. That's how I would take it. And I'd like to get Jason's thoughts on that, and I don't know, maybe someday we'll have that conversation. I think Floria covered the one woman who was pretty much bragging as she gave someone a reading that they killed themselves to be with their loved one and pass away. Was it bragging? I didn't catch that. Did they actually sound like they were bragging, Glitter? Thud. It's just, yeah, so there is value, and it is a good thing to debunk. It's a good thing to want to know the truth and to try to find the truth. If I believed, I'm going to sound like the exact same thing Seg said in one of his recent videos, that he thought of himself before he went debunking. Because I don't think I'm going full-fledged debunker myself, but I don't feel like I'm good enough to be a good debunker. I'd miss things. I might I might pull a Casper site and say something looks legit that's absolutely ridiculously fake, and I don't want to be that guy. Um, she sounded proud of herself for giving such an amazing reading because this gives her a sick, twisted credibility. But she didn't even do anything, right? Like the person didn't kill themselves because this lady gave her such a great, promising reading. The lady killed herself because she put up a great and disgusting, powerful, convincing grift. That's not something to brag about. Wow, wow. I want to know which psychic that was. I can talk to Florio about that. Did I miss anybody? I see a bunch of people in here now. More than there were. Nah, I missed it. Casper says reaction more than the bunker. Yeah, and that's kind of his out, right? Like, I get what Beardo was upset about when he was upset, and I know that's in the past, but Beardo would go out and debunk, was it Mindseed, and do it thoroughly, and you'll see Casper say like, really excited to go on a ghost hunt with him, and you'll see Casper say come back from doing ghost hunts with Mindseed and Ghost Theory, and be like, I didn't see any funny business. Nothing happened. And I didn't see any funny business, so they might be legit. Um, One, if you have somebody who can out you, who's an outsider, who you don't think is going to go along with your fakery, they're going to behave themselves in your presence. So, again, nothing happened. The case was Ghost Theory. I want to say I heard Seg say, and I don't know if it's accurate. Was it Seg or Beardo? It might have been both of them, because I think they both covered it. That they were covering an older Ghost Theory video, that Ghost Theory used to do more fakery and they're more straight laced now. Am I remembering that wrong? I don't know if anybody else saw that. The reading made the person believe the afterlife was real, right? And I think the psychic cared more that she made her believe than she did of her death. Or at least it sounded that way from the tone of her word. Yeah. Yeah, so like come on. She's just so proud that she convinced. I'm such a great bullshit artist. She killed herself. That's the kind of shit that if there is a hell, it's gonna make you burn there. If you believe in anything, but I can't. You can't be a psychic. You can't be someone who talks to the dead or pretends to be able to communicate with the dead and really believe in anything afterlife. I mean, maybe you can see it or something. But you can't believe there's repercussions because why would you do the things you do? And that's the problem I have with a lot of hypocrisy in religion too. It's just how do you really believe in something if you're so easily tempted and act on those temptations to just be dishonest and horrible. Hey Julianne, we're talking about psychics and debunking and why people grift and how people who grift lose sight of what the real damage is of what they're doing and how some people try to talk themselves into thinking it's a better deal. Glitter brought up that there was a medium, a psychic that was on Floria's videos that was really proud she made someone want to kill themselves. Or the person did kill themselves because she convinced her that there was an afterlife. Um, I would think part of that would be like, yeah, there's an afterlife, but don't go there yet. It's not your time. Might have been a great thing to say if you didn't want to do any harm. But yeah, when you do that shit, you're caught up in the grift. You want the money. You don't care about the harm you're doing, and that's horrible. Cold reading from newspapers back then. What does that mean, Mary? Is that like horoscopes and stuff? Oh, I see what you mean. They would go into. I keep saying it, don't I, Marie? Yeah, unalive. Cold reading from newspapers. Okay, so go to the newspaper, find out about an obituary. Yeah. I know what you mean. I'm sorry. That's my thing with Warrens. People say how religious they were, but they obviously couldn't really believe in much of anything Or do you think that God is accepting of grifting? I agree 100%. And then to get with Arnie Johnson and try to defend him because there was a devil in him or a demon in him is it's beyond disgusting and absurd, and I don't know how they got away with it for so long. Honestly, I probably um, was slower than most to come around to Stevie's exposure of the Warrens, because I used to believe, I've said this before, and it's kind of embarrassing, right? I used to believe the Warrens were involved. It must have been one of the legit ones. Yeah, I'm embarrassed to say that. Rob, we were saying that we were going to all unsubscribe from your show just to scare you as a prank and then resubscribe. But no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. That was horrible when that happened to you. Mr. Meg used to do it for the Sun newspaper back in the 80s. How did she do it? Are you saying what I thought you were saying, that she would look at obituaries and then act like she knows things, or was it like a Dear Abby kind of thing for psychics? What was that, Murray? Glitter, there is an Amityville documentary, the one with Daniel Lutz and Lorraine is on there, and she whips out a splinter of the true cross, and I was just mind. A splinter. Wait. She. It took me a second. To make sense of this. It was supposed to be an actual splinter of wood from the cross Jesus was hung on. Is that what you're saying? Glitter. Yeah, I'm sorry, Raw. I'm just messing with you. Everybody always support Raw Side. She's good. Oh, if you could, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe here. Tell your friends. Share your favorite episode. Let's get our numbers up too. I'm getting tired of not being able to keep up with Raw Side. So, uh, sorry, Julie. I was just having fun. My Amityville Horror, is that the one that Floria started playing for us, but that one psychic that was acting like she was just discovering the case in 2025? Is that the one you're talking about, Glitter? Oh, Stevie has Ed the Gremlin doll in her new store. Oh, there's gotta be a doll for that. Hell yeah. Why not? Oh, man. Okay. I was just checking some things real quick. So, yeah, that's where we're at. We will spread the word, Chris. Thank you, Laura. I really appreciate it. We're gonna have you on here too, Laura. I actually enjoy your on camera-ness. Does that make sense? On camera-ness? I love your presentation. And it got even better, so people really definitely have to support that. You're not sure if that's the same one? That's okay, because that was an insane one too. If you haven't seen that one, Glitter, I might have to try to find it and send it to you. It's a winner in all the wrong ways, like in the way that Birdemic's a hit. Yeah, you'd phone up and she would give you a reading and charge a fortune per minute. Oh, 976. 976, was that Miss Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank on her name. Miss something. I think I know who you're. Well, it might be another one. There was a few of them. Glitter fame. My big takeaway from my own heart is that Daniel really needed some therapy, and that true cross splinter was crazy. I don't remember the rest of it. I can say, I could be wrong, but I can say with 100% certainty, I believe that's not the true splinter of the cross. Ken would buy one and lock it up, encase it, and sign it. It says, "Do not touch." Buy a Ed doll. Yeah, she could have put Ed doll in the case. Never open. Oh man, no problem, Laura. UK Mystic Meg, is that the one that would do the paper? Yeah, Miss Cleo is what I was thinking of. Call now, man. We'll do your psychic reading now. She was on. If you got home after midnight, 1 a.m., she was on every commercial break. Every commercial break. She was after school. Man, she was on the 976 forever. Forever. I'll tell you a funny story. I don't know how many of you. You're all sort of in my age range, I think, at least within a 20-year radius. You remember the 976 numbers? Most of them were dirty, or they were psychic readings, or they were something else random at the time. I would get home after school. I think I was like 8 years old. I don't know if I ever told this story. Call now, man. That she would I would watch the after school cartoons, Voltron, Speed Racer, GI Joe, and these commercial would come on where you could call the Muppets at a 976 number, 976 something something Muppets, and you could talk to Kermit or Miss Piggy or Fozzie Bear and Gonzo, and I was really excited about that prospect. And I know you're supposed to get your parents' permission, but one day I decided, what the hell? And I wasn't thinking about repercussions or that she'd see the charge or my dad would see the charge. And I went and I dialed the number, and I must have misdialed because I'm expecting to hear Kermit the Frog. And I hear, "Hello, honey. Do you have your credit card number, please?" And I'm like, "Credit card number?" "Yeah." "What's the matter, honey? Are you shy?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, I know what this is, and why do you think I'm an adult?" I hung up quickly. Watching scary movies late at night, and Miss Cleo would always pop up. Yep, she was always there. Call now, and it was like constant. Like she made money, didn't she? I don't remember. She got in trouble though, didn't she? Marie was 5 in '83 until the '90s. Wow. I wonder if she ever got called out for that. That's interesting. That is interesting. Wow. How can you? I'm I gotta be careful. Um, I don't want to ruin people's relationships and friendships, and I don't want to upset people. Um, we had some psychics on Believe This with Patty, and one of them um, supposed to be really good and was supposed to have solved crimes with the police. That's what the all the information I could dig up on her said, so it seemed to check out, but I'm not sure she's psychic, guys. Yes, Mystery Science Theater 3000, you're absolutely right. But yeah, it's funny because we talk about it, and I've talked about it on here. I saw a ghost on Halloween when I was 4 years old, and this lady seemed to know everything about the experience, like what I was feeling and what I needed to hear. It seems like psychic training tell you what you need to hear. And I was like, what was I wearing that night? I called her out kind of, and she couldn't tell me. And we played it off. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to flat out say she's a fake because I don't. I haven't seen enough of her trying to fake people, but there was something she did without saying names because whatever, it's another show. But I was vetting the guests, just hearing what they've done before because I like to know what they talked about on the radio and other interviews, so I don't ask the same questions or we change up how we ask the questions. A dodgy newspaper. Okay, was that the Sunday Sun or something like that? But like, she was on a radio show and this lady called up. I think it was a lady or a dude, and they were just asking about something that had nothing. I don't think it had anything to do with the relationship. And she said, "Yeah, but your wife's cheating on you." And he was like, "What?" Like, "Your wife's cheating on you. Get out now." It was either that or the husband. I couldn't remember which one, but I'm like, even that's got, to me, that feels like Sylvia Brown levels of way too much confidence in some life changing news you're gonna give somebody, and I didn't quite like that, but I don't know, I don't know. Someday I might bring her back on Believe This when we come on YouTube and maybe question her on it if she's willing to talk about it. Maybe she won't come back now. I don't know. I've become very big on the skepticism of psychics now. Yeah, the sun. Yeah. Oh my god. All right, guys. Well, this is going to be a short one anyway. I just wanted to say hi to you all and touch base. I haven't been around. The show may miss its July episode. I'm not 100% certain of that. I want to try to make our July episode, but people are busy. People are sick. People are dealing with stuff. But I really intend to bring more to you guys and do the best we can to keep you entertained and have fun and talk about the issues like this. So if nobody has anything else they want to hear about or any questions they want to ask, I'm going to go ahead and just call it a night. Bueller? Bueller? What did you hear? Glitter Flame said. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Alright, guys, I'm going to head out. Thank you for joining us. Please like the video. Please, yes, thank you, Julie. Please, everybody, tell people, share your favorite episodes so far. And I will see you.